morning. I am going to go live today, so I'm going to give it a little second to click in. But I wanted to talk today about kind of calories, calorie deficit, and why that might not be what is the answer for you. So you might be cutting calories and you're like, why am I gaining weight? Why am I cutting this out and I'm still gaining weight? Why am I feeling so bloated? But sometimes we focus so much on the calories. So we're going to talk about this today and what the real culprit is. I want to go live on Instagram as well. So give me just a second here and see how we're doing. But anyway, my name is Michelle Rotel, and I have been in the fitness industry for, let's just say over 35 years. But I've struggled my whole life with weight up until about 5 or 6 years ago when I really figured out what was going on, because in the fitness industry, we're so focused on diet mentality. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. It looks like I'm freezing, so let me give this a second to catch up. And anyway, so let me go back. So the thought process on calorie deficit versus diet mentality and what is really happening when we hit a certain age. And honestly, it doesn't even have to be just about age, but I focus more on women that are over 40 or even 35. Women start going through perimenopause. Everyone's a little bit different, but focusing on what the real root causes of why we're gaining weight. And generally, we go straight to that. Like, I'm going to cut my calories, and then you either gain weight or you stop losing weight. You start getting bloated, fatigue, pain. There's so many other things that are affected in our body by cutting those calories and stressing out our body. So again, my name is Michelle, and if you're not familiar and you just started watching me or just started following me, I have been in this industry for years, but the fitness industry focuses so much on the diet mentality, what to cut out, what you can't have, right? Rather than what we can have, all the foods, all the calories, all the things, and how to manage that to balance our hormones. And hormones aren't just our sex hormones. Hormones aren't just estrogen, testosterone, progesterone. Those are our sex hormones. And those get affected as we get older. And it affects our body in so many ways. Things start slowing down. I mean, it's just, that's part of it, but it doesn't mean we have to give up. Our age has nothing to do with how we feel. Now, what we do in our 20s, what we do in our 30s can affect us, but there is a possibility that we can change. You can slow things down or change things by what you do now. Okay, and we can reboot the metabolism. We can reboot all those things in your body. So if you've been told, you know what, sorry, it's your age, you're going through menopause, you're going through perimenopause, whatever it is, sorry, it's your age, and your doctor says, sorry, that is a bunch of freaking BS. Okay, so sorry, doctors out there, and I'm not saying all of you, but that's not true. We can reset our metabolism. We can stop the process of this pre-diabetes and this overwhelming push of you're not even pre-diabetic, but you're going to take Ozempic to lose weight. The effects of all those things, right? Because bottom line, it's telling us that we need to calorie deficit, not to eat, which is screwing up your metabolism, causing more stress in your body. And what's going to happen when we get stressed, our body wants to hold on. It wants to protect ourselves. This is the cortisol that you might hear me talk a lot about if you already follow me. And what happens is that cortisol, that fight or flight hormone, right? Not just our sex hormones, but our other hormones in our body start to protect us. Our insulin, another hormone, goes up, which makes us want to store fat. So every time we cut this calorie lower and lower and lower. Now, do you have to be in a little calorie deficit? Absolutely. But what we eat is more important. I eat so much food now, whereas prior to like I said, I've been in the fitness industry for over 35 years, was a full calorie deficit, and I was constantly gaining weight, exercising more, gaining more weight. 25 pounds later, it was like, what the hell is happening? I'm starving. I'm crabby. I had back pain, couldn't sleep, barely any hair. I mean, like, I had no hair. This is like all new hair in the last 5 years. It's so exciting. And acne, so many things, like crabby, wouldn't like want to be in a bathing suit with my like family, right? And so all those things were because I was trying to go into more of a calorie deficit. So if you keep cutting calories, if you're the one that has been cutting calories, exercising, doing all the things, this is what most of my clients will originally come to me and they're like, I don't understand. I'm cutting my calories. I'm doing my 10K steps. I'm eating healthy. All that stress in our body, if we don't release that, our body's going to continue thinking we're in this diet mode and it's going to want to store fat. Not only that, it's going to want to make you want more sugar, more, right? Those cravings. Tell me, are you the one? Like, I know by 4 p.m. when I was in diet mentality and constantly cutting calories, by 4 p.m., I was crashing, drinking Monsters, Diet Cokes, and that never worked. So then I would end up binging at like 4, right? Because the brain, the body just needs something, and we can't even think clear enough to say, like, no, this is not healthy for me. So the stress, the cortisol, and this calorie myth of just continuously cutting is actually hurting you even more. So this is what I teach my clients, is how to break that cycle. I can't stop the stress in your life. I can't stop the things, but we can learn how to manage it. We can learn how to break free from that by how we react. And it's not just about that. It's the calories and the food that we're putting in our body at a certain time and in a certain way that will allow you to be like, you know what? Fully free. Went to Disneyland yesterday. So exciting. Brought some healthy food, had a little bit of candy, not a big deal, because we're not in that calorie deficit anymore. We're not in this like diet mentality, and it becomes a lifestyle where it's not stressful. Before, if I went to Disneyland, I would have been so stressed out. Like, what am I going to eat all day? Oh my God, then I'm going to have the pizza. And then it's like 10 days of starving myself after that and exercising like crazy because I had a piece of pizza or 2 pieces, or next thing you know, you're like pizza. Oh my God, then candy, then popcorn, then this. It's like, then it's like balls to the wall, right? Like everything crazy because you're so used to that restrictive mentality. So why you're gaining weight, even in a calorie deficit, has a lot to do with, yes, your metabolism, but we can reset your metabolism. This is what we do together, is to learn how to get into fat burning mode. And to be honest with you, your calories are going to start going up and up, and you're going to be eating more and more. Where a lot of my clients are like, I'm not even hungry, and you want me to eat all this food. Like, that's okay. You don't have to eat this all, but they enjoy it. And then you want to eat that stuff because your body wants more of it. So the goal is to eat more, but it has to be a process to get there. The more you cut your calories, the more your body is going to store and assume that that's how many calories it is going to get. But we need this much to go do all the fun things, right? You're like, I'm exercising. Okay, now you need more calories. Now you're stretching your body out more. So where's that fine balance of exercise, eating the right amount? And that's where I come in to help with that. So I'm not sure if you're asking questions at the moment because I can't really see that part, but I think this is really important. So, those of you that are on my Instagram, please feel free to ask questions or comment. I see a yes, I see some other just joining. So, thank you so much for joining and listening. But if you have questions about this, or you are the person that was like me, like thousands of my other clients that have dieted either maybe just the last 5 years, right? Maybe you were the one that it was easy. Your whole life, it was easy. And you would just maybe cut calories for a little bit, and then you would go back to where you were, right? And then you kind of go through this little cycle, and then all of a sudden, like, you're like, oh my gosh, I hit a certain age, and I'm gonna blame it on my hormones, right? Or what is wrong with me? Maybe it's my thyroid. Like, you're trying to find something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. It's not about that. It's how our bodies are holding on to it. So let's talk about cortisol for just a second, and our 20s versus our 40s. Now, it continuously stores in our body, and we can release it. We can calm the nervous system down, do all the things that we talk about together in my program. But when you have stress in your 20s, you don't have stored cortisol in your body. As you get older, and it's like stress and then stress and then stress, think of it like this big jar or plate or bowl, right? And it's slowly building, slowly 20, you're 30, you're 40. And then it's like maybe perimenopause, menopause, and here's the top of your bowl, right? And that's when it starts spilling over, because now our hormones are changing, and our bodies are so used to doing whatever it was doing before. It's like, I'm not gonna do this anymore, right? I'm not gonna produce a certain insulin, or I'm not gonna process my proteins properly. So you can read the internet all you want. And what does it say? Like, seriously, in your head, you're answering like, well, eat more protein. Well, I eat more protein. Okay, but what kind of protein are you eating? What are you combining that with? Because protein by itself, if let's say you're eating a big old fat hamburger, yeah, you might be getting more protein than you were before, but what's all the other stuff that you're putting in there too? So you might be eating way more of the other stuff just to get in that protein. And that's just one little tidbit of kind of where we look at nutrition. And going back to like why we're gaining weight, even in a calorie deficit, is if we keep cutting our calories, our body's going to want to store energy so that you can have energy, right? We have to store energy. It's amazing how smart our body is, but it connects with our brain. And unfortunately, we kind of disassociate the two. We think our body's doing this, but our brain, we need to connect the two. And that's where the magic happens. So, that being said, we want to increase metabolism by adding more calories in. But how do you do that? And that's what I teach my clients, is how to eat in a way that is going to bring your body to a fat burning machine on a constant basis. And you can live a free mind, a free body, connect to the two so that you can do the fun things. Almost every client I have at some point along their journey will say, can I do more? I'm ready. I want to work out more. I'm like, you can work out harder as our bodies get used to it, but I don't want you to spend more time. Take all that massive energy that you now have, that you did not have 6 months ago, that you did not even have 3 weeks ago, right? So you will feel a difference in my program within a week. Like, wow, I already feel like I have more energy. Take that energy and go do all the fun things. Be productive, even if it's work, right? Like, now you're enjoying your work a little bit more because you're not stressing out. You can focus, be more productive, and not stress about what am I going to eat next? Oh my God, I'm fat. I hate saying that word on the internet, but like, it's honest. Like, this is what we talk about. This is what is inside our brains when we're in that stress mode, right? If you're that person, I understand. I've been there. So to break free from that, we've got to deal with all the root issues. It's not just about the calorie deficit. And it might even be the one thing that is actually messing this whole thing up for you, making you feel like, your body's broken, making you wake up in the morning feeling like shit, making your brain take over when you could be doing fun things, right? Your body, like stress, all those things come from all of that. It's a vicious cycle. And I want to get you out of that vicious cycle because one, I know now what it feels like myself, and that's why I'm so passionate about it. And two, I get to see, well, 30, 40 at a time, but thousands of women that I've worked with break free from that and live a like amazing life that maybe you already are, and that's fine. But if there's that one thing that's holding you back, imagine the growth. Imagine how much more you can like be, live, and wear and experience when you just have that little bit of confidence, that little bit of freedom. Imagine with big confidence, big freedom. It's something that you don't have to waste your time with anymore because you can feel amazing, right? Throw on the clothes, stand in front of pictures, go to Disneyland and just enjoy it and not have to stress about it. And that's the fun part, right? Live your life. But there has to be a way, right? There's so much information out there, I understand. And I appreciate you following me. I appreciate you listening to me. If I resonate with you and you are this person that is like struggling and just can't figure it out, and there's so much information that you're like, which one do I pick? There is a process, I promise you. And trying to do it on your own, it's a great idea. But if it hasn't worked yet, there's a reason. There's so much more than like, I'm going to cut my calories, I'm going to do my 10K, and that's not working. It's not working. It works for some people, but it doesn't work for a lot of people. And you're not broken. We can fix you. You're not stuck. You're not too old. Going to Ozempic or even HRT. HRT is great, not for weight loss. It's to balance the sex hormones. We're here to learn how to manage all the other things, how to eat in a way that is going to create your body into a fat burning machine, that you have the energy and the strength and the motivation and the desire and all the things to do all the things. That's where we're at. So if you have questions, or if this resonates with you and you want to learn more about what I do with my clients, please feel free to message me. You can book a call in the link. I will put it in the comments afterwards. And so I will put the link to book a call. It's a free discovery call just to see if and how I can help you. I don't take every person that asks for my help because one, I'm not sure if I can help them, right? So I want to make sure that you're 100% successful. And two, we've got a match, right? I have to, be part of what your whole journey is. So if we don't resonate, so I want to make sure that my clients are 100% successful. So we'll have a chat. We'll see if I can help you. And if I can, then I think that would be a perfect match and we're good to go. If you think it's a perfect match, and that's kind of it. So let me know. I hope you enjoyed this, learned something new today, and any questions, comments, please put it in the comment box, or you can DM me and we can talk privately too. So have a great day. Thank you for listening.